Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group. I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday today. As many of you know, I was in Dallas for a good part of the week last week, and all my episodes were scheduled and coming out early in the morning, and it was kind of a cool test, and I feel like the predictability actually really spiked the download. But today it's 3:52. Had a lot of things, you know how it is when you come back from like a mini vacation. I was there Tuesday to Saturday. When you come back from a mini vacation, how kind of everything piles up and it all lands on your lap that Monday. So I had to get all of that shit done. But I want to talk a little bit about a story that happened to me today. We kind of had, in a sense, I want to call him a problem client. You know, an individual who continuously made it very hard on my staff. And he kept personally texting me. And we gave this guy every possible instruction that we could give an individual to get the job at hand done for him. And it's almost like we were talking to a tree or a stump. And we're telling him, giving him this information, and he does the exact opposite. And then he does nothing. And then he waits 2 weeks and calls and asks if we are neglecting him and his service and all this kind of shit, and so on, right? So, you know, I'm known for firing a client. If I don't want to work for somebody, then I will fire them. I will effectively fire them. And that's the point that it came to with this, especially when he called me. And or I'm sorry, he texted me today. And the text message went something like this. It said, "Hey man, your people never answer your phone. Could you please have ... call me back?" And he's texted me directly, by the way. And I asked him, I said, "Well, how long ago did you call?" And he said 10 minutes ago. So it's down to the point where the dude is getting super upset if somebody doesn't answer his call, and doesn't get back to him within 10 minutes. You know, as much work as we actually put into this project up until this point, it was finally, I finally came to the conclusion that I had to make a wash of this, that I had to step up and say, you know what, man, here, boom, here's your refund. And there was a lot going through my head at this time, like a lot going through my head. In fact, I fully typed out like a really fucked up message. And it was something to the point where I was calling him stupid. And it just, it was really, it was very in depth, me exactly telling him exactly the way that I felt. And the truth of the matter is, he probably wasn't stupid. You know, that was just, well, that's very debatable for sure. But the truth of the matter is, he probably wasn't. He had his own level of intelligence in his own field and all this kind of stuff, and it didn't jive with what we were doing for him. We had multiple people working, like everybody doing anything they could to take care of the guy, and the communication just was not there. It could not jive, and it was becoming a pain in my ass. So I refunded him, and I typed out this very fucked up text message to send him. And I stopped myself and I said, you know what, man, what is this really going to do for you? You know, what is this really going to do for you? I mean, it felt negative just right off the bat. I mean, how many times do we start to do something and we know that it's fucking negative? We know that it's not going to have the impact that we want. It's just going to piss this guy off and cause us to get into a text message war, thus like wasting more of my fucking time. Okay? I stopped myself and I read it and I thought about it and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I backed up, deleted all of that shit, and sent him probably one of the nicest text messages that I've ever sent anybody. You know what they call this, guys, is taking the higher ground. And I believe that this is a sign of growth. This is a sign of growth. It's so funny because I was talking to my wife about it earlier, and I told her what had happened. And she's like, "Oh my God, you didn't send that text message, did you?" And I'm like, "Actually, I didn't. I deleted it. And in fact, I sent something the exact opposite." There's a point in life where you've got to understand what's going to serve you and what's not going to serve you. And I believe that taking the higher road, staying mature in every situation, and giving people more respect than what they deserve, especially when you're essentially firing them, letting them know that, hey, hey man, here's your money back. Sorry, we can't do this for you. I'm good, you're good. All right, peace out. See ya. But then I went above and beyond and just told him because I thought the dude was a cool guy. I mean, when I talked to him on the phone, I thought he was a cool dude. And I thought he was an all right person. It's just the communication wasn't there. Like for some reason he couldn't figure out how to communicate in a way to give us the vision of what he wanted. And my team, who is professionals at extracting that out of people, a lot of times most people let us take care of the vision because we know how to really build something out fucking incredible. And but he couldn't communicate that, and he was going back and forth and wanting to change his vision all the time. And it was just time to cut him loose and say that, hey, I'm sorry, but we just can't do this any longer. I can't do this with you any longer. Yeah, I lost a little bit of money in the long run, but what would I have lost in addition to that if I would have texted him the fucked up message that I started to text him? I would have lost peace of mind. I would have lost probably more time because it would have turned into a heated little back and forth. And to be honest with you, that's not the shit that I want to put out into the world. So I want you guys to think about that before you get into any kind of heated back and forth. And we're all human. We're all going to come into situations like this. Every fucking person listening to this podcast has been in a situation like this. If you've owned a business, you've been in a situation with a client or a customer that you wanted to tell to go fuck off. Period. We've all dealt with it. But what does it actually what would it actually do for us? What benefit would it give us in the long run? Absolutely fucking nothing. So what I recommend is take the high road every chance you can possibly get. You'll feel great about it. You'll feel empowered. You'll feel clean. Nobody wants to feel dirty inside. And just think about that. Think about that. And then also take a moment. I had to take a breather on this one. I go write out this text message and I sit back and I'm just like, you know what, man, I want to think about this for a minute. I'm not going to click the send button right now. When you know that you're in an emotional moment, take the time that it takes to come back to your intellect. Alcohol is big on this. It actually lowers your intellect while it increases your emotional level. So at a certain point, when people drink a lot of alcohol, they're relying on all emotion and almost no intellect, almost no reasoning. It's the same when we react in the heat of a moment. We are relying purely on emotion and we're not relying on intellect or logical or asking ourselves, what is this going to do for us? What is this going to do for me? I hope I can help you guys grow because, years ago, this wouldn't have ended this way for me. And I've learned to become quite the professional. And I've learned to treat people with dignity and respect, regardless if I feel that they deserve it. So anyhow, y'all, I just know one of you guys, somebody out there needs to hear this message. I'm sure a lot of you guys needed to hear this message today. But have a motherfucking happy motivational Monday. I appreciate each and every one of you. And guys, do not forget to subscribe to this podcast and write me a review. We've got the Winners Wednesday coming up here soon. Couple more days. We got the Winners Wednesday. Make sure to get your review written in. 5-star review on iTunes. We're going to be giving away some shit over in the Marketing Savage Facebook group. So I hope to see you over there. And as usual, I'm going to see you on that next one.